Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Candid Conversations with my sister keeper. I am your host this evening, Nadia, and I am super excited to be before you this evening. I have some phenomenal ladies this evening with me who are going to give you some great information this evening. So, I am going to have, first and foremost, I am going to have Dr. Jennifer Byrant join us. But before I have Dr. Jennifer Byrant join us, I want to just make sure to ask that you like, comment, and share this broadcast this evening so that everyone in our community can benefit from this broadcast this evening. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Jennifer Byrant. Good evening, Dr. Jennifer.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. It feels like a deja vu moment from the first podcast we did to now, right?
Absolutely.
We have done so much since then, right? We've done anthologies together. I have been in your amazing anthology together, and you are, ma'am, every day I go on social media, you are definitely doing some things, right? So before we jump into everything that you're getting to do, can you please introduce yourself to our audience and let us know what you do?
Thank you so much, Nadia. I am super honored that you've invited me again to your platform. And I am Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant, and I'm affectionately known as the Ignite Your Fire Leadership Coach. I give women a voice in the corporate space to own their professional development so they can live their lives with purpose, confidently, authentically, and successfully. And you may ask, how do I do that? I do that through personal leadership coaching as well as mentorship. And I'm a best-selling author, international best-selling author. I stopped counting. Like, you know how some people come up, they're like, yeah, I got 23 books. No, I stopped counting. I just stopped counting. So I'm in the people business. I'm here to serve. During the day, I also work as a Fortune 100 executive, focused on people, culture, diversity, inclusion, belonging, and I also lead one of the largest business resource group with well over 20,000 women. So I'm super passionate about what I do in terms of serving. So to sum it up, Nadia, I'm in the people business.
The people business, right? The people business. I love the fact that you said the people business because you definitely serve, and I see where people who come out of your coaching program or people who work alongside you, they're super excited because they landed the job because you help them with their resume or you help them get through their interview style. So I definitely know being part of your coaching program helps us women go into corporate America, if that's where we are, and excel
Exactly.
very well. So I definitely
Even in your business, right? That's transferable, even when you show up in your business. Because when we sit here and we think about, even with you, when we talked about when we first got together and you asked me to come on your podcast, how you were like kind of shy and all of that. Not saying you're still not shy, but you've learned to find your voice. And
Absolutely.
over the last few years, I'm like, look at Nadia, I'm like teary eyed. I was like, I'm so happy for her. And you were courageous, right? You were courageous and said, I'm doing this. I don't care about the no's. I'm going for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And I definitely want to thank you for you made me my first time international best-selling author when I joined your anthology Step into Leadership Greatness. And because of your leadership and because of being under your tutelage of being, part of this anthology, it taught me that I have a voice, right? Because with you, I did my first podcast, we did our first interviews, we did our first magazines. So for you, ma'am, I definitely thank you. You brought me out to let me know that my voice can be heard. I have a message, so I definitely thank you for that. So I would say I may not be part of your programs. However, I worked under you and I definitely learned how to get my voice from being up under you.
Absolutely. And then, as we were working on an anthology together, I wanted everyone to win. And
Yeah.
so, I said to you, I was like, look, if you can get business out of this, you can
Right.
help others with their, branding and marketing, go for it. Like
Absolutely.
everybody can win because I believe blessings come in different forms in fashion. So I didn't
Exactly.
necessarily feel like, oh, you cannot share or you can't do several things, because again, I want every person to win. That's part of my strength finder, like winning others over. Yep, I want those.
Yes, because you gave us the amazing platform and you told us the different places that we can go to get our voices heard. And then you coached us along the way. I remember all of our coaching things that we did with you. So when we say you're in the people business, we're not just saying that. You're definitely, and I can definitely vouch for that. You're definitely in the people business, right?
You're a blessing.
Absolutely. So I definitely want to jump into. I see that you and Dr. Mary Huntley have a series going on Clubhouse, which I realize as today we definitely need. So can you tell us a little bit about this series and how can we reach you all?
Absolutely. It's our professional mental health matters series. And so Dr. Mary is a certified mental health counselor, board certified, along with some other credentials that she has.
Mhm.
And I, as collaborative partners, we go out and we find people with powerful stories, and we're intentional about knocking on doors and asking people to show up. Our series have included mental health in schools. We've had Dr. Theresa Moseley there. We have
Mhm.
talked about the resiliency of women. We wear so many hats. We talk about trauma. We are talking about it even if people don't want to hear it, right? We're trying to save one mind at a time. And as we each week we choose a different topic,
Mhm.
and we go out, she and I, we do our research and we connect with one another and say, okay, what do we want to share with our audience this week? What message do we want to leave? Because the cool thing about Clubhouse, it records you. So while people may not feel comfortable, because it's a voice only platform, they can come back later and listen. So that is scaling your voice. They can come back and listen to the replay. And I've gone back and I've seen, oh wow, people did go back and listen to this. So it helps us to know that we're saving one mind at a time.
I love that. I love that. And how long does the recording stay on your platform for? Is it for a while?
It's for a while. I haven't noticed any have been deleted.
Okay.
When I go and search under professional mental health matters, you will find Dr. Mary's name as well as my name. So
Mhm.
we joined up, and the impetus for this was last fall, I believe. We were talking, chatting on the phone, and we both were reading Michelle Obama's book, The Light We Carry, and she
Mhm.
was so open about her mental health and the impact of the pandemic on her mental health. And so Dr. Marion and I were chatting, like, I'm sure there's more people out there that, I've had my mental health struggles, which I don't shy away from talking about it on the platform.
Mhm.
Um, Dr. Murray has had some challenges personally. So we're like, the more vulnerable we can be, the more transparent and authentic we can be, because people think we have everything together, right?
Right.
They think, oh, they have it all together. I see you on social media, blah, blah.
Right.
And we're saying, no, we don't have it all together. Let's come and have this real authentic and transparent conversation. And while we're at it, we're going to talk about strategies, because we invite experts on. We
Right.
provide real life resources with NAMI, right? And there's NAMI available no matter what state you're in, and we just provide the resources along with the link. So we just don't talk about, we back it up.
Absolutely. And that's what I was getting ready to say. It's not like you're just sitting talking about what's going on. You're actually providing the resources that we do need in order to be successful in going through, whatever mental issues that we have going on. And that's what makes your platform so different. We're not just talking, we're making an impact and we're making
Exactly.
a difference. I
Exactly.
definitely love that. I definitely love that. And can you tell me what was your last topic that you guys talked about on your last show?
So our last topic, we talked through this is interesting, social media addiction.
Mm,
Hello.
hello.
So I don't, as much as I am on social media, I'm not a huge fan on it, right? Like, a lot of times I post and I just keep going.
Mhm.
There are folks who stay on it hours and hours and
Mhm.
hours. And scientifically, like, there are neuroscientists that who are out there who says, hey, there's a dopamine, like your hormone, that actually increases compared to, like, if you're at a casino and yeah, yeah, you put your coin in the machine, you see the
And
lights,
you get that adrenaline.
the adrenaline happening. So that's what happens when you're on social media. When you're scrolling, you're like, oh, I got to get to more. And guess what? It's endless scrolling. It's endless scrolling. So we
Ah,
had those on the line. We had Alonda Brooks, who was in the anthology as well. And we had Robin Robbins, who actually was the first person who pushed me to do my own inaugural book some years ago, I think back in 2019 or 20.
mhm, mhm.
So we had them, and they talked about when they've taken sabbaticals from social media and the strategies they use, and it's still on Clubhouse if people want to go check it out.
Absolutely. And that is so real, having an addiction to social media, because it feels like you end up going down a rabbit hole because you find one video and like, oh, where did this lead me to? Oh, I didn't know I could do this. And
Yes,
then hours have passed and you're like, I didn't even get up to cook, move, anything, right?
nothing,
Because you've spent
nothing.
all these hours there. So I definitely understand that. And it's good to know that even, yes, we as business owners can take a sabbatical from social media, right? And yes, we go in there, we post about our business, things that we're doing, but don't fall into the trap of the rabbit hole, right? And
Absolutely.
take looks of those videos and it's like, oh, let's just keep going, right?
Yeah, it's not good for your mental health. And the other
Yeah.
piece, people compare, right? And that
Mm,
impacts your mental health too. Like, look at Nadia, she's doing great. She has a magazine,
right.
doing all this great work. Why can't I be like her? Let
Mm.
me mimic what she's doing. And then they lose themselves
Mm,
from what their purpose should be.
absolutely, absolutely. Because I always teach, and that's really a great point as far as like comparing. Because when I do my business coaching, with my clients, we talk about, yes, you have to see what your competition is doing out there, right? So that you can understand, how to level up on your own business. However, you're not comparing or saying, wow, I wish I can be like Nadia, or I can do like, you have to be yourself. So I definitely love that message that you guys are sharing as well. And I do want to say thank you to Miss Deborah Fry. She's looking with us today, and she's saying so proud of both of us. So apparently she knows two of us, right? And we have some
Yes,
comments going on. And thank you
yes.
for everyone that's listening to us. Remember, like, share, and comment, and let us know where you are listening in from. And the last question I have for you, Dr. Jennifer, before I let you go, and of course, I'm going to bring you back so that you can leave a positive message to my audience members. I know you did your last two anthologies. Do we have any more in the works? You know, I was going to ask you that.
Look, I always have concepts in my mind.
Hmm.
Um, I I I have something that I've really been thinking about, have mapped it out, but I'm just thinking through the release of it, and it
Mm,
may be a different spin. So I don't want to spill
nice.
the beans.
Right, right. Give us that teaser, Dr. J. Give us that teaser. But I love that.
I will continue to say folks can still contact me to purchase the books, get the book. Someone just contacted me just this week that an admin said they're using it for their book club. So
Mm,
administrative assistants have grabbed our Step into Leadership Greatness producer, leaders producing leaders, Fortune 100 company admin is doing the admin club. Mhm.
wow. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Because I remember reading the stories even from our chat, and it was like, wow, we shared some amazing tips. We shared about how, we are as leaders and how we can tell a leader from, from each
Yes,
other. So it was a really, really, not that I'm biased because I was in it, guys, but it was really an amazing book to be a part of. So I definitely want to thank you for joining me for the first half of the show. I'm going to definitely
absolutely.
bring you back in a few minutes, okay?
All right, my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Mhm.
So Dr. Jennifer Byrant talked about, of course, the most important thing that I want you guys to definitely understand is to find Dr. J and Dr. Mary Huntley on Clubhouse. They're definitely teaching us, even if you don't feel like you have a mental issue going on, it's still an amazing platform that you can go learn from as well. And then you never know if you may run into someone else. You know, I am always big on networking. You may run into someone that may be facing these mental issues, and you now have a place to send them to get a resource from. And like Dr. Jennifer said, it's not only about us just talking about our mental health issues and comparing and comparison. They're actually giving you resources on different people who can help and different places that you can go to for help. So message from Dr. Jennifer is, you are definitely not alone in your mental health journey, and you definitely can find her and Dr. Mary Huntley on Clubhouse. And I'll definitely bring Dr. Jennifer back in our comment section. She's going to be putting the information to how you can find her and Dr. Mary Huntley on Clubhouse. Right now, I'm going to bring my next favorite person in the world, Miss Ambassador of Peace herself. We're going to introduce you to Dr. Theresa Moseley. Hi, Dr.
Hello,
Moseley.
good evening, Nadia.
How are you this evening?
I'm blessed with you. I have
Thank
to
you.
go.
Oh, you have. Oh, I think your other thing is on. Okay, I just muted that other. I think your other screen was on, so
Thank
you
you.
should be good now. Perfect, perfect. So thank you so much for joining me here on Candid Conversations with my sister keeper. I want to jump into, ma'am. You just got off of having your Purpose, Passion, and Peace Summit. Please tell us a little bit about the passion behind you starting this summit, and how did everything go?
Yes. So every year since 2014, this is the year I lost my second student, I've tried to do something for the world to help the world be a more peaceful place. I've written books, I've went over to overseas, I've spoken in Paris, I spoke in London. But this year, New Year's Day, I actually prayed to God. I said, God, what can I do this year to make a difference? And it came to me, Theresa, do a summit and
Mm,
have it be free for the audience, because the people that need it really probably can't afford to come to it. So make it virtual and have it free. And so that's where the concept came. It was New Year's Day, and this was me giving back to the community. I knew that I could get some powerful speakers to talk about passion, purpose, and peace. And not just that, because I truly believe that if you know your gift, know what you're passionate about, and live in your purpose, you'll be successful, fulfilled, prosperous, and have inner peace. And when you have inner peace, there's peace around you, there's peace in your environment. Therefore, there'll be peace in the world. So, as a result, I not only had people talking about peace, but generational wealth, how to create a blueprint, how to change your mindset, how to discover what your gift is, how to leave a legacy. So it was totally comprehensive. And it was, I had over 55 speakers, and it was a total success.
Yes, I remember during my work hours, don't tell anyone, I had it playing on my side as I was working, just to listen to the, the information that your speakers were giving. Dynamic speakers that you definitely selected. I would not have expected anything less from you, and picking your amazing speakers to be a part of this amazing summit as well. But I know I jumped into the summit, but I definitely want to talk about you, Dr. Theresa Moseley. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and what's your passion.
Well, I am a United Nations Peace Ambassador now. I was trained last September. So my new title is Her Excellency Dr. Theresa Ann Moseley. I was in education for 28 years. I retired last July. July 1st was my last day of work. June 30th was my last day of work. But in 2020, I actually started my business around the same time I think you started yours.
Right.
And that is TAM, Creating Ambassadors of Peace. I'm the owner and the chief executive officer. When I first met Dr. Jennifer, I only had 3 books. I have 16 now.
Wow.
And so I am a published author. I do international motivational speaking. And I love working, trying to make this world a more peaceful place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And man, oh man, you are going about it the absolute right way. I absolutely enjoy watching you share about your students when you were in school. Definitely congratulations on retiring. I know that's a big accomplishment. And I love the fact that you are giving back now to the community and teaching us how to get at even inner peace. And I definitely agree that inner peace is going to help us to be able to give peace around the world.
Yes.
Right? Perfect. So I know definitely written 16 books, ma'am.
Yes.
You're definitely in there. And I know you already visionary of your own anthology. So tell us about that project as well.
Well, before the summit last year, my project for the world was creating passion, purpose, and peace, the pathway through trials and tribulations. So I found 12 authors, including yourself, to talk about their stories. What were your trials and tribulations? What was the lesson learned? And how did it lead to inner peace? And it went on to be a best-selling book. And I'm so thankful that you guys were able to share your stories, because we really did help some people along the way.
Yes, absolutely. I had a moment to sit and read all of the stories that came from, the rest of my co-authors. And man, oh man, we shared some amazing stories in that book as well. So I definitely encourage you to, reach out and get Passion, Purpose, and Peace book as well. Not only because I'm in it again, and not because I went with Dr. Jennifer as well, but the stories there are absolutely amazing. Yes. And I definitely know we talked about in January, I gave you the Phenomenal Woman Award. I was super excited about that. And then tell us about, I just posted today actually about the organization that you chose. Tell us why you were able to select that organization.
I chose the Jordan Cofield Alexander Foundation. Dr. Cherie Good, she lost her son in a motorcycle accident a few years ago, and she has a scholarship for athletes attending HBCU. So it's a really great cause. Mm-hmm. I know I don't have a son, I have daughters, but I can imagine what it would feel like to lose a child. But keeping Jordan's legacy alive, I will always support her. In fact, she has a gala coming up in August. And last year, I donated most of the things for the silent auction. I had a portrait painted in his likeness, and it was so wonderful. And then I had his face sketched as well, and that money was raised also for the scholarship. So I love supporting Dr. Cherie Good. It's a great cause. I lost two students to violence, and
Mhm.
it's one thing to lose a child, and to lose a student to violence. I mean, these kids are so young. Jordan was definitely going to be an NFL player. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
he was the one. He was
the
really the GOAT,
great.
greatest of
Mhm.
all time. My
Mhm.
student I lost, Brandon, he too could have played in the NFL. He was 6'2", 220, like built like a wide receiver and had the skills. And so when I think of Jordan, sometimes I think about my student that I lost. He wasn't in an accident. He died to violence, which is another reason why I have this campaign for no more violence. But yes, and if you haven't gotten your tickets, please do so. Jordan Caulfield Alexander Foundation. I think it's August the 18th this year.
Yes, yes, I would definitely be putting some information in our chat about that after the show as well, for anyone who is in the Maryland area, that they can be a part of this amazing, amazing gala that's going to be coming up. And if you're not in the Maryland area, you can definitely do a donation. Let's help our kids get to these HBCU schools and be able to get a wonderful education on behalf of your donations. So,
Yes.
Dr. Jennifer, what's next? I'm sorry, Dr. Teresa, what is next for you?
I
What
have
is in the pipeline?
so much going on, all
Mhm.
positive though. May the 20th, I'm actually going to Orlando. I'm going to be inducted in the United Nations. I'll get my official certificate and whatever else they give me that evening. And then I go on in June to Geneva. For training at the United Nations, and then in October I'm going to Vienna. But I have a friend. Her name is Kisma, and
Mhm.
she's opening up a school in August. And in my first book on peace, Creating Ambassadors of Peace, 16 Steps, I
Mhm.
wrote a creed. And I'm getting that developed into a poster, and I'm going to get it framed, and I'm presenting it to her to put in her main lobby in her new school, the MJP Academy in Antigua. So I'm doing that in August. Yes. So I have a lot going on, and I need a break. So I'm not writing any books right now, but I'm going to take a Mediterranean cruise real soon, a Mexico cruise real soon, a
Right.
Bahamas cruise real soon. So I'm going to be doing some traveling, and trust and believe I'll have my tablet with me
Yes,
writing notes, because I do have books in my head that I want to get out there.
that you want to get out there. And I know secretly I know that's coming soon. Tell us about your TV show that's getting ready to come out.
Yes. If you haven't download On Stage Plus. I've been filming this week. I film again next week. I have a TV show called Changing Lives by Changing Hearts.
Mm.
And each week I have a special guest. And this show is based upon my book, Creating Ambassadors of Peace. So each week I have a guest that talks about two of my steps. Like the first guest talked about cultivate peace by caring. My
Mm.
second guest talked about having compassion and empathy for others. So each week I talk about one of those 16 steps. And these are kind of like the experts or motivational speakers in that area. And then we also talk about motivational quotes from the famous people like Dr. Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, Mahatma
Mhm.
Gandhi on peace, because I think this is needed. There needs to be a balance. There's so much negative news out there. There's so many television shows that promote violence,
Right.
I wanted to do a TV show that where people could learn how to be more peaceful, where people could listen to the experts and say, "Hey, this is how you handle anger. This is what you need to do to have inner peace." And so
Mhm.
I'm so excited about this show. It's on the Sean Fair channel. Sean Fair is the founder of the Leadership Experience Tour, and he has a channel on Onstage Plus. And so
Mhm.
actually my first episode is tomorrow at 8 p.m. with Dr. Desiree Richardson from the UK. And
Okay.
so that's airing tomorrow. Actually, I don't think it's airing at 8 p.m., but it is airing tomorrow on demand television, Roku television, and Onstage Plus.
Oh, nice. And so when we go to Hulu, we're looking for Onstage Plus
Yes.
platform, and then we remind me the name of your show again.
Changing Lives by Changing Hearts. And I have to tell you how I received the name of that
I
show.
was going to
When
ask
I
you
was
that.
talking to the producers about my show and what I thought about, we'll name it Passion, Purpose, Peace. But I
Mhm.
told the producer a story about one of my students that came to me. He wasn't my student yet. He just got out of lockup, and he came
Mhm.
to me with his mother to see if he could come to my school. And I said, well, what grade are you in? And he says, well, I don't really know. I said, well, did you get credits in lockup? And he said, I think so. And he put his head down. And I said, well, are you okay? What are you feeling? He goes, I don't know how I'm feeling. So I said, what's your passion? What do you like to do? He stood up. He was like 6'3". I had to look up at him. He says, I like to draw. I said, you do? So I
Right.
gave him a piece of paper and a pencil. I said, can you draw me what you're feeling? And he drew a broken heart with tears in it.
Wow.
I looked at that and I said, oh my goodness, this is your son's gift. This is your key out of poverty. This is your key to generational wealth. I said, did you nurture this child's gift when he was young? And she says, we didn't have enough money for stuff like that. And I looked at him and I said, son, I know that broken heart is you, but tell
Mhm.
your mother what all those tears are.
Wow.
That's the show, Changing
Yes,
Lives by
yes.
Changing Hearts. It took me less than 15 minutes. I knew his gift, I knew his passion, and I knew his purpose. And when he left my office, and by the way, he couldn't come, he wasn't ready for a comprehensive school. I had to send him to an
Mhm.
alternative school. But when he left my office, he knew that he could own his own business. He knew that he could create a legacy. He knew that he could have generational wealth, right?
Absolutely.
All he needed was someone to say, this is your gift.
Exactly. Because sometimes we have so many, we think of so many things that we are great at,
Mhm.
but we really need to sit with someone who
Yes.
will be able to pull it, pull that talent out of us. So I love the fact that and I'm sure he's probably now really drawing and an
He's
artist.
doing
And
extremely well. He got the hookup. I have friends who are artists that gave him art supplies and so forth. So
oh,
he's doing
nice,
very
nice,
well.
nice, nice, perfect. So the mere fact that you were able to pull that talent out of him showed him his purpose, right? And then of course it jumped into his passion, and I'm sure he's been a very successful artist at this point. So I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see these episodes that you have. Just by hearing just the title, I know it's going to be a phenomenal show that you have coming up. So again, we're going to go to Hulu's all on our streaming platforms, and
Go
we're
to
going to
Roku TV,
Roku
download
TV.
Onstage Plus. Go to
And
Onstage Plus,
mhm,
download that app, go to the Sean Fair channel, and you will see my shows.
your show on there. Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm going to bring back on Dr. Jennifer with us so that I can't believe 30 minutes went by so quickly with all of us, right? But I'm
Yes.
going to bring Dr. Jennifer back on so that we can leave a message to our audience members who's looking today. And let me get our banner off here. You having fun in my green room? You ate up my snacks?
I sure did. I ate up all your snacks.
Nice, nice. So, Dr. Jennifer, I'm going to give you a solo view. I wanted you to just leave a positive message, especially to our listening audience, and of course, touching again on your mental health and why that is so important and why we should be, definitely seeking help if we need it. So, can you please leave a message to our viewing audience?
Absolutely. You matter. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. You will make an impact. So live your life beautifully. Live your life unashamed and confidently. Again, you matter, your presence matter, and your voice matters. And we love you.
Thank you. And can you tell us, how do we reach you, Dr. Jennifer? Can you give us your contact?
Sure, on all social media platforms, I could be reached at Dr. Jennifer Bryant on at Instagram. It's Reaching Within.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, let me get this right. Her Excellency, Dr. Theresa A. Moseley, right? Can you please
Yes.
leave us a message?
I want to leave you with this. As I said before, everybody has a gift. Everybody is passionate about something. And when you use your gift, know what you're passionate about, and live in your purpose, you will be successful, fulfilled, prosperous, and have inner peace. And when you have inner peace, trust and believe there will be peace in the world. There will be peace all around you. I'm going to leave you with my favorite and my quote. Life is but a short road to our ultimate destiny. Make peace, have compassion, and learn to love before you get there. Love, don't hate. Have peace, not war. Have serenity, not fear. Love one another. Peace and blessings.
Thank you, Dr. Theresa. I can always count on you to leave me with this calming spirit after I speak with you. That is your purpose and your passion, right? Is definitely to leave us with the calm. And I definitely want to announce this evening, and I'm sure Dr. Jennifer and Dr. Theresa is going to be proud of me, right? I am getting ready to add visionary author to my title. I'm getting ready to start my own anthology myself. And this anthology, as I was talking to Dr. Jennifer, I realized is definitely something needed. My anthology is called The Beautiful Face of a Hidden Illness. A lot of us, including myself, don't realize that we show up every day with a smile on our face. And like Dr. Jennifer said, we show up on social media looking so beautiful and we have it all together, but we don't know what happens behind the scenes, right? So I did serve in the United States Army for 10 years. Coming out of the Army, I ended up with PTSD. And that has carried on throughout my life, where I do have anxiety. I do have type 2 diabetes, and I do have hypertension. And looking at me, you're not even going to tell. So what I want to do is provide a platform to everyone who has lupus, who has cancer, who has fibromyalgia, type 2 diabetes. I'm providing a platform for us to share our stories. What is it like in our lives? Because sometimes I can't get out of bed because my anxiety is acting up. And you would never know by the time I get myself together or I'm on medication. You never know. Right. So I want to provide a platform where we can come together and share our stories and share how we're going through life. And then we'll be able to take our book. It's definitely going to be our book if you enjoy my anthology. And we can provide it to others who are going through similar illnesses. And they can hear from us our real, true stories and how we go and, get by on a day-to-day basis. So I know that this anthology is needed. I prayed about it and I'm like, I want to provide a safe space for us to be able to talk. It's okay that we have lupus. It's okay that we may have sickle cell. I have a niece who is, she's getting ready to be 7 and she has Down syndrome. And she shows us the upside of having Down syndrome. But in her world, it's okay. Right. So I want us to understand that it's okay for us to have these illnesses but we show up, but we have a community where we can talk about this. Right. So my anthology is going to come out as soon as information is going to come out by May 1st. But I definitely want to say thank you to Dr. Jennifer, my first visionary that I worked with. I'm pulling from, information that I did get from our anthology together. You were an amazing, amazing, amazing visionary coach. Dr. Theresa, I was part of your anthology as well. So you definitely poured into us as well. And of course, as you all know, I work with Victorious You Press, who is a publishing company. So I get amazing coaching. So I'm surrounded by amazing coaches. I definitely am. So I know that my anthology is going to be our anthology, and we're going to be able to work alongside each other and help each other get through all these illnesses that we have and talk about it and in a safe space. When Dr. Jennifer talked about a safe space talking about mental health, I realized that we always need a safe space to talk about things that are going on with us, but we also want to make sure that we teach others along the way, right? So I want to definitely thank Dr. Jennifer and Dr. Theresa personally, and of course, Joan T. Randall with Victorious You Press. You guys, they always say your network is your net worth. And for me, my net worth because of my network is the fact that I am surrounded by amazing coaches and phenomenal women who would pour into me whenever I need them. I can definitely lean on them, and they know that they can definitely lean on me. So I'm so super excited to talk about my anthology that's getting ready to come up. Right. So I definitely want to thank you guys so much for being a part of helping me see that I have a voice. And now visionary author is definitely exciting for me to talk about as well. So I want to thank you, definitely Dr. Theresa and Dr. Jennifer, for joining me. I see my third guest has joined, but I will definitely remove Dr. Theresa, Dr. Moseley. Thank you all so much for joining me. You left your message to my viewing audience, definitely positive messages. So I definitely thank you so much for joining me this evening. And I'm getting ready to interview with Theresa Harris with Scholarship Mama. But thank you, Dr. Theresa and Dr. Moseley.
Thank you.
And I'm going to bring on Theresa. Hello, ma'am.
Hey.
I know you're like from one thing to another, right? But we have our last 10 minutes together. So it's all you and I. So I definitely want to talk about Scholarship Mama, right? Definitely Scholarship Mama. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Theresa, and about Scholarship Mama.
Well, I am the owner and founder of Scholarship Mama. I teach little known scholarship strategies to help families pay for college without going broke. And this is the time of the year where our college bound families are receiving their financial aid offers and they are looking for scholarship opportunities. But truth be told, there are scholarship opportunities available throughout the year. And so, Nadia, thank you for having me here tonight to talk about the work that I do.
Absolutely. I know from just being a parent myself and having to go through this last year, you are absolutely needed in our lives for us talking about scholarships. Because when Jabari started to get these offer letters, I had no idea what to do or how to do it. So I definitely leaned on you to give me guidance. And I love the fact that that is exactly what you do through Scholarship Mama. So I know that you have a special workshop that's coming up. So please tell us more about the workshop, when it is, and what to expect.
Yeah, so I have a workshop coming up this Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a virtual workshop. And so we're going to be streaming from your living room or wherever you want to be in your home.
Right.
But the virtual workshop is Elevate Your Scholarship Game. 5 tips to snag private scholarships. And I'm going to be sharing my strategies and tips with college-bound families that I have learned throughout the years with working with families and getting the feedback and working as a scholarship reader with student support organizations as well. And so I'm going to be bringing this information to the webinar this Sunday to talk about how families can find money to pay for college, especially now since College Decision Day is coming up May the 1st. And a lot of families are looking for scholarship opportunities. And so you definitely want to join me this Sunday at that webinar where I'm going to be sharing some tips for you where you can start the process of finding scholarship opportunities to help pay for college.
Perfect. I love the fact that you're able to at least help us get through that process. And can you tell us a little bit about the service other than the workshop? Of course, we will definitely join. What other services do you provide for parents and students?
So we have a 90-day program, and that 90-day program is it's support. So the program, what I found out when working with college-bound families and student support organizations is they need additional support. And so the 90-day program that I have is that support that's parents are looking for and that students are looking for. then pretty much what we do is we send the student a questionnaire, and based on the questionnaire, my team go out and find scholarship opportunities for students. And it's targeted scholarship opportunities. Two types of opportunities we don't look for, but we do encourage families to apply to those opportunities. We just don't send it to them. We do not send families no essay scholarship opportunities. And basically, those are the scholarships where you don't have to write an essay. They actually have some basic information like name and email address. And we don't send sweepstakes scholarships. Similar to no essay scholarships, they ask for information like name, number, in some cases, and email addresses. We know that students can find those on their own. And so, you can apply for those opportunities. The opportunities that we send students are targeted opportunities based on the questionnaire. And so an essay component is required. And that's why we have the 90-day program, because we want to give students support. In my work with families, I know that they need additional support. And so what we're doing is we're supporting them during the essay process. We have an essay power hour where they come live with us via Zoom and get some feedback regarding their essays. Now, we're not writing essays. Let me be clear.
I was going to say, you're not writing them. However, would you review them? Do you review them after?
We give them some feedback, and so we they ask questions, because a lot of times students already have written their essays and they want to know, is this okay? And so we give them some feedback, but we don't write essays and we don't change around, your essay to say something different. What I want students to know is that you are unique. And so your essay represents you. There is not one person in this world that is exactly like you. Right. They might play football like you did. They might play basketball like you did. They might have a 4.0 GPA, but they are not like you. So you are unique. And so that's some of the things that we tell students. And so we want them to come with their essays written, and we will give them feedback. And then we have an apply power hour. And so we want students to come live via Zoom and apply for essays, apply for scholarships, because you have the scholarships, because my team is going to find those scholarship opportunities for you. And so we have a dedicated hour for you to apply for those scholarship opportunities as well. Ask questions, because sometimes students have questions. They don't understand what the scholarship provider is asking of them. And so if they have questions, we're going to be there to provide that support. And so every week there's a meeting for the 90-day program. Bi-weekly is essays support. We call it Essay Power Hour. And then bi-weekly, it is Apply Power Hour. And we want students to come, ask questions, and apply for scholarship opportunities that we are going to be sending them.
Right. The key word for me was you helping us find these scholarships, right? So like we as parents don't have to sit at home and do all this Google and research and ask and stuff like that. You are that one-stop place that we can go to help find scholarships for these students. So I know you do work with high school students getting ready to graduate. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we do work with high school students that's getting ready to graduate, as well as underclassmen. But here's what I want everyone to know too. There are scholarship opportunities for grammar school students. And so do not sleep on that, because there are scholarship opportunities. And when my daughter was in grammar school, she was a recipient of a scholarship opportunity. And when she went to college, we actually used that opportunity to purchase books, because that particular opportunity allowed for her to purchase books. And back then, that's when books was $300-$400. Right.
I wish, right? I wish they were that price right now. Absolutely. So that's really great that you're able to at least help for them. I know one of the main questions that I had as a parent when we applied for FAFSA, because those questions are I swear they were trying to trick me into answering these questions. So do you assist as well in helping us get through the FAFSA process? I know it may be coming up. It's probably gone now, but when does that come up again? And do you assist?
Oh, Nadia, that's a hot topic this year for 24-25. So let me give y'all the tea. Let me give you all the tea regarding the FAFSA. So the FAFSA, for this year only, will not open in October. 24, 25 will not open in October. The date is October the 1st. That is what we have gotten used to hearing. However, the Department of Education has already announced that the FAFSA for 24, 25 will open in December.
Okay.
So there will be a delay in the FAFSA system opening this year, mainly because 2 years ago there were major changes to the information, and I forgot what they call it. There was some law that was passed, and they have been slowly bringing up legacy systems. And this year they're going to implement the final phase of the FAFSA. And so there's a slight delay this year. So it's going to open in December.
Okay.
So in my opinion, and it's just my opinion only, it's an excellent opportunity for families to find scholarships. There will be a delay in the FAFSA opening. And I'm not sure what the colleges are doing, moving their timeline, because we all know that you must put what they call why come I can't remember it right now? But you have to put the name of the college that you want to attend to attend on the FAFSA. You won't be able to do that till October, to December.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. And I know the one trick question that I fell for was I always kept asking you, I filed for FAFSA for Jabari one time, but I never did it again after because he's getting ready to be in second year. Can we file more than one time for FAFSA? Is it something that we have to do on a yearly basis?
You do have to do it on a yearly basis. As long as your child is in school, you have to file the FAFSA on a yearly basis. This year only, though, it is an exception with it opening in December and not October. So what I don't want families to do is get lost in the process, because when you think of December, it's the holidays, a lot go on. But that's when the FAFSA is going to open, sometime in December. No date yet, so do not get lost in the process with the FAFSA opening a little later than normal. Next year, it'll be back in October.
Got it. Absolutely. That's absolutely amazing. Because I knew I had a lot of, I had some questions for you when I was filling out the FAFSA. So if you're listening right now and you have a high school student that's getting ready to go off to college, I highly, highly recommend two things. One, you join this workshop this weekend that Theresa is going to be having. I will put the information in the comments right after the show, so that way you can just click on the link to follow her. But also, get in contact with Theresa. I'm going to put her contact information. Her website, I know, is scholarshipmama.com. And you want to definitely book a consultation with her so that she can help you through not only through the FAFSA process, but she can help us find scholarships to help pay for college. So we as parents, and I'm going to say we as parents, don't go broke in paying for college for our students. We don't want our college students to graduate with a bill. Right? Remember, scholarships or grants, things of that nature, is not money that we have to pay back. Our student just has to make sure they're doing great in school. So why not contact Theresa to see how best she can help you? And Theresa, correct me if I'm wrong, you can help any parent in any state, correct?
Correct.
All right. Perfect.
Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. So don't feel like, oh, well, she's in one state, she can't help me. She's well versed in all 50 states. No matter where you are, reach out to Theresa and she can help you find scholarships in any state that you're in. And she can also help you, answer the questions for your FAFSA, help you with the essay for your student. She's a wealth of knowledge and resource, and she's available for bookings, right? So you definitely want to reach out to Theresa. Theresa, normally at the end of the show, I definitely will want to ask you to leave a positive message to our audience members that's listening. Give us a tip and leave us a message coming from Scholarship Mama.
Well, here's the tip. Families, for my high school families, senior families, as college decision day is getting ready to come up and you have to make that decision on May the 1st, which is but a week away, perhaps.
Right.
Just about. Make sure that you are comparing the financial aid offers with the colleges that you have received financial aid offers. Make sure you are comparing those. If you have made a decision that if you and your child has made a decision that you don't want to attend a particular college, it really doesn't hurt to log into that portal and see what that college is offering. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. I had a family that I'm working with right now who logged into the portal and ended up getting more money
Wow.
than the previous college that their child chose. So you will be surprised. So log into the portal and check that. And so make sure that you're comparing financial aid offers if that is if finances is important to you. If finances are important to you, if you're a rich parent, keep on scrolling, go right ahead. But if finances are important to you, compare those financial aid offers. And so that's the pro tip that I want to leave with you. I want to encourage our youth as they're getting ready to make the decision, that know that it's about you. It's about you. The college doesn't make you. It's about you. And so make sure that you are making a decision as you're getting ready to go to college. Congratulations to those, by the way, who already made the decision on what college that they are interested in. Congratulations to you. But no, it's about you. It's not about your friends. It's about you. And so that's the positive message that I want to leave for our youth. That
Absolutely. Yes, because we all. I had to make sure Jabari chose the college that he wanted to go to because of the things that he liked to do there. Yes, as the parent, we are the ones that's going to be helping pay for the student to go to college. However, that's their foundation, right? And they have to be able to like the place that they're going to. So I love the fact that you say choosing the college is about the student, not about the friends, the family decision. Is all about the student and where they're going to be, where they're going to be successful. So I'm definitely going to be putting your information, Theresa. I'm getting some questions like how do we reach you. So I'm definitely going to put your information in our comment section right after the show. And of course, information on how to register for the workshop. Make sure if you are hearing this message and you have a high school student, this Sunday, spend some time with Theresa, right? And if you don't have a college student or a high school student and you know of someone that does, share this broadcast, share Theresa's information. They will thank you to work with Theresa because she's a wealth of knowledge and she can definitely help you and your family get scholarships to send our kids to school so that they can be successful. And they don't want to end up in a student loan debt when they get out of college, right? So thank you so much, Theresa, for joining me this evening on Candid Conversations. I want to thank my audience members for listening to us for the last hour. Thank you to my amazing guests, Dr. Theresa Moseley, Dr. Jennifer Byrant, and of course, Theresa Harris with Scholarship Mama. Thank you all so much. And remember, not next Thursday, but the following Thursday, we are bi-weekly now. So I'll see you guys next in 2 weeks for Candid Conversations with my sister keeper. And again, I'm going to be bringing you 3 phenomenal guests that come on and definitely give you guys some great information. So thank you. And again, remember my anthology is getting ready to come up. So I'm going to be dropping some information on May 1st about that. So thank you guys. Have a great rest of your week and enjoy your weekend. See you soon. Bye.